All right, doing a little blast from the past here. ZT0301. Story behind this knife. All right, I got this knife the day the dealer got it because I was friends with him, and he told me because I wanted the green. And he called me. I drove up there, picked it up. This is back when I was collecting, so this one's from March of 2008. And about this knife, it's been beat the shit out of, it's been pried with, it's been used as a hammer, it's been used and abused, and it still looks good. It's got scratches, wear marks, everything. Still looks good. About this knife, everybody, knows about this knife. Well, personal story, I had gotten divorced, had to sell all my knives, kind of started drinking. I'm sober now, a little over 3 years now, and got out of knife collecting for a long time. So this was my only carry knife for about 8 years. And ZT, go back to these, go back to something. The 0308 is nice, it's cool, but I can't do ZT anymore. And that's just my preference. But yeah, so I carried this as my only carry knife for a long time. Never changed the pocket clip. Bought the pocket clip too. So I stripped the screws out. This was about 3 years ago, and called ZT, emailed ZT, and called them. And like I said, bought this in 08. So in around 2019 or so, they said no problem, sent me new screws and a new clip. Of course, I kept the original on there. But yeah, I mean, this was a workhorse. This is a workhorse knife. I know people don't like assisted. I've geared away from it, but on this one, I like it. It just works. And it's got the collaboration, the Strider collaboration. I'm guessing, I'm not sure why, other than the tiger striping. But and I didn't know this was I was so out of the collecting game that I didn't know this was some, still don't even know what the TV show is. I know that it's the Rule Number 9 knife or what have you. But this one will never leave the collection. It doesn't get as carried as much as it's used to, even though I should start carrying it more. But I mean, I've hammered with this thing and just beat the living hell out of this knife, pried with it, screwdriver. You just name what you can do with something, with a knife, and I've done to this thing. And I'll beat the shit out of it for forever. And people say, oh well, the springs, this and that. Never had this knife apart. Sure, it needs a cleaning, although it doesn't have any action issues or anything like that, so I don't feel a need to take it apart. But a short and sweet video. Like I said, of all the knives in my collection back then, I just decided to keep this one. Out of, I forget how many, $10,000-$15,000 worth of knives I had to sell back then, this one is the one I kept. And a few reasons why. One, it's bigger. I like big knives. The looks, the aesthetics, the function, that little recurve, just the overbuilt badassness that they used to be, and I wish they. And I did have an 0308. Action on it was really good. Just kind of wish that they would go back, just like everybody else says. I don't know. And I've called Zero Tolerance several times and talked to them over there about ideas. And you know, when they put out a certain drop, and you get the same answer, oh well, we're going off what the customer's like. Well, I don't think that's true, seeing as the new ones have that little mark on them that's, you know, in-house design. And you know, for me personally, I had an 0562. I just, you know, it was a good knife. I had a couple other models, but this knife means the most to me in my collection. It has really stand the test of time. I mean, it's just, I'll beat the shit out of it for the rest of its days. But then when I found out that it was, it's this Grail knife, and that people want and people look for, I was like, oh well, you know, I've had people offer to buy it, and I just don't want to sell it because, one, they're hard to find, and if you do find one, they're ridiculously expensive. I'm wanting to say I paid around $280 or $300, somewhere's in that area back then for this, and I just don't have any regrets on buying this. It's a beefy, well-made knife, and you know, I like bigger knives. It feels good in the hand. It's got that thumb ramp right there. I mean, you can choke up on it a little bit if you want to, but it's just a really good knife. And there's been so many innovations since 2008 that I think this is still relevant. If they were to make a reissue of these, it'd be nice to see one without the assist. I know you can change them over. I'm not gonna convert this one, but I just wanted to throw this out there, a little bit of my story. And you know, this, not only did I keep it, this got me back into collecting, because when I had sobered up and got sober from alcohol, everything, I was like, you know, I want to get back into it. I want to see what else is out there, what's relevant, and what's, you know, just like anything else, just curiosity. And it's not like I never had my eyes off the knife game. I just, you know, didn't buy anything. Just, this was enough for me. You know, this was enough. And of course it's not now, but we all have that, anyone in this community. But I thought I'd share that story with you. Bear with me on video quality and everything. I'm new to this, so I appreciate anyone subscribing, liking. I'll answer any comments, even if they're negative. I'll be fair. I don't have anything else to say. You know, the knife community at large, there are arguments, and there are silly ass arguments, you know, and it seems to be now as heat treat. And I hate this brand, I hate that brand. Well, I'm not going to talk about brands that I hate, because that just brings hatefulness into the knife community. And a shout out to DLT Insiders, the most peaceful group in the community, aside from the Medford groups used to be, but now everyone there are a few people in the groups now that want to bash Medfords, and it's like, well, if you don't like them, don't be in, you know, stay out of the group. But aside from that, I'm kind of rambling here, but you know, it's a small. We're not a huge family. You know, in a sense, we are, and we find a purpose, and we like to contribute, and this we'll just get along. If I see something that I don't like, I don't write nothing negative about it, because you know what was the old saying? You ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. It's just that's my take. You know, the more any community gets along, the more you come together and just stop hating. You know, and I'll just bring up like Benchmade. Do I agree with the pricings? Not even a little bit. And I was a Benchmade guy for a long time ago when they were still putting out good designs and everything like that. But I'm not going to get into it, because like I say, I think their pricing's a little high, but some people might disagree with me, and that's fine too. Just my opinion. My opinion might suck, but anyways, back to this knife. Just for the last few seconds here, I'll continue to use it. I am going to start carrying it more, and I'm still going to start just keep beating the shit out of it like I always have. And again, thanks for watching. Give me a like and subscribe if you like it. Bear with me again on the quality of the videos and everything like that, but I appreciate it. That's all I got.